And what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we are going to be going over a topic that I actually wanted to cover this one yesterday, but there's just been so many different things that are going on, and that is whether you should buy CEI or PROG. Now, it might seem like a bit of a random combination of stocks, but these two stocks have both started out underneath $1 in share price and have risen up to new highs, have gone down, and they have different risks, different catalysts, and we're going to be going over all of that. So I figured that some people might be torn between investing in either of these two stocks. So we're going to be going over all of that today, and let's just get right into the chart. So as you guys can see here, we have a CEI stock. It appears that the MACD is converging and that there could be a potential uptrend in the next few days. We'll see what happens. CEI is a very volatile stock. You can see what happened right here on October 5th. There was a short report released, and boom, this thing crashed like crazy. Some would argue that it was a reverse pump and dump by short sellers, but you guys can see that is slowly but surely making its way back up on this ascending pattern right here. It has a support beam. If we go to the hourly chart, it has a little bit of a support beam right here at about $1.43 per share, and then it has some resistance at $1.87 per share. So it is currently fighting its way up, and on the hourly candles chart, you guys can see that it's right on this 25 moving average, which in my opinion is, if you're bullish, obviously not financial advice, but it's a decent entry right on that 25 moving average. Also, we have the orange and the pink crossed right here, so the 25 and the 200 moving average have crossed, as well as the 50 and the 200 have just crossed, which shows that an uptrend is definitely forming in CEI. And yeah, I think this thing does have potential. Obviously, it's going to have to blast out of this resistance point right here at $1.88. But after that, I think it can go into somewhat of a price discovery mode. It'll find a resistance again at $2.45, and then it can gap up all the way back to $3. So obviously we can see what happens with that into the next trading day. If we go to the news, there was actually some news articles yesterday. There was an article from Benzinga saying that Camber energy stock looks like it's heating up again. They saw this technical pattern and they said that a breakout is likely to occur, and they're seeing an ascending triangle pattern forming. So I do think the technicals right now in CEI are looking very, very strong, but that doesn't paint the whole story of the stock. Obviously there needs to be fundamentals behind the play as well, and obviously if we think this is going to short squeeze, there needs to be hefty amounts of short interest behind the stock as well. So Progenity paints a little bit of a different picture than CEI because it is still on a clear uptrend. It's gone up and then corrects, then gone up again, then corrects and has gone up again, and it seems to be forming this little ascending wedge pattern right here. Now on the hourly candles, it looks like it's setting up for its next leg up. Obviously history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So if it does follow the trend and the trend is your friend, it could see potentially some more upside very, very soon as it's approaching this point right here. And I don't really want to go off of any of the moving averages because it hasn't really found a solid support level at any of the moving averages. It's bounced off of the 25 a few times, but it hasn't made a solid support level there. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm not really paying attention to moving averages in this case. And Progenity also has some very, very solid short squeeze technicals. So at the end of the day, technical analysis is not going to do anything if this thing is undergoing a short squeeze. Another thing to take in consideration for both of these stocks is that they are up a ton from their point that they were at just a few months ago. Progenity is up over 3x from where it was a few months ago. If we go to CEI, this one looks like it's more of a buy the dip situation, right? It went from $5 a share to back down to $1.73. But if you go to the daily candles, you can see that it started its run at 33 cents and it's now a lot higher at $1.88 or 81 cents, my bad. So that's about what, a 6x from where where it started. So CEI is actually up a lot more than Progenity. But then again, on the daily candles, an uptrend is definitely forming on CEI. But for Progenity, it is a bit overshot on the daily, and that would signal a comeback in the technicals. If you guys would like to check out the software that I'm using for this technical analysis, it is Webull Desktop, and they're actually doing a promotion that I'm going to throw on the screen right now. They're giving up to $300 if you open an account with them using the link below in the description or in the pinned comment section, and then they're giving away an additional up to $2,000 in free stock if you deposit any amount of money on their platform. This could be as little as $1 and you can win up to $2,000. So if you want to take your technical analysis to the next level, you should sign up for Webull using those links in the description or in the pinned comment section. Anyways, we can get into some of the short squeeze data. We're going to be looking at the short squeeze leaderboard right now. You can see that Progenity is at number 2, and Progenity definitely has a lot better short squeeze technicals or fundamentals or whatever you want to say than CEI. CEI is a lot lower. It's down here at number 20. If we look at CEI, there was a short squeeze signal as of today, a type 3 signal, and it's available in 7 days. It has a 93% significance level and an 80% success rating. And as you guys can see, they issued one on the September 17th and it returned 80%. The next one though, however, returned minus 14%. This gives the signal a mean return of about 32%. So we also got the triple trifecta short squeeze signal for Progenity as of yesterday. So they both got new short squeeze signals, and these ones are available in 14 days. So Progenity might take a little bit longer. The significance level is a tad lower on their type 3 signal at 90.84%, but their success rating is 100% on the type 2 and 100% on the type 1, but only 66% on the type 3. The average return for the type 3 is 12%, and for the type 2 and type 1 is 41%. Looking at some of the Ortex data, the cost to borrow for CEI is 9.31%, which is very, very low. Another thing that you're going to notice right off the bat is the utilization is 88%. So shorts currently do have a lot of ammo. Not every short that can be shorted is being shorted right now, probably because this is an insane retail stock. It has some of the highest volume each and every single day on the entire stock market, and people just probably want to avoid it. You can also see that the cost to borrow has decreased from 62% as of 7 days ago back down to 9%. So we'll see what happens. Perhaps more shorts will want to get into this stock as it rallies, but we'll just see. The days to cover is also very, very low on this stock. Now there's tons and tons of short interest that gets hidden in some put options and other derivative forms, as well as naked shorting when the stock is not on the threshold security list. But 0.26, very, very low days to cover. A short squeeze can definitely push the stock higher just because of what's going on behind the scenes, but again, it's not the highest. Looking at Progenity, the short squeeze data is a lot different. First of all, you're going to see 64% of the float, 65% of the float is shorted, and this is not including deep in the money put options, not including deep in the money short call options, not including some of the hedging strategies by market makers. So I'd actually estimate that if you factored in all the hidden short interest as well into this stock, it actually is a lot higher than 64%. And then you can also see the cost to borrow is over 140%. You need that high cost to borrow if you want a short squeeze. I don't think the 10% for CEI is honestly going to cut it. I think the momentum for CEI is what's going to bring it up. I don't think an actual short squeeze is going to be the entire push behind it, but I could be wrong. You can also see that on Progenity, the days to cover is 0.8, which is pretty high in my opinion, and especially when we factor in all of that synthetic short interest that I was talking about, it is probably more like 2 to 3 days. One thing about this days to cover figure is that it's taking the last 3 months of average daily volume, and if you look at the past 2 weeks, Progenity has a lot more volume, so the days to cover actually is a lot lower if you're taking in the current volume rather than the past 3 months, because Progenity is a relatively newly hyped up stock. Another thing is that the utilization is at 95%, so it's not being fully utilized. That could either be a sign that the short squeeze is already underway, or it's a sign that shorts are just afraid to get back into the stock right now because even the shorts see some upside. So we'll see what happens with that, but now we're going to get into the whale flow. So as you guys can see, we have CEI right here. It had a pretty bullish day. Around 11 a.m. there was some buying of put options, and the stock price actually did come down then, so a little suspicious. It was timed almost perfectly with when the stock did come down, and it was all the same put option. It was all the 11/19 expiration date and 1.5 strike price, as you guys can see here. And this one right here was a little further out in expiration. The rest of them were all call options, and you guys can see right before close there was this crazy call option. It was the $6 strike price and expiring April 14th 2022. So that one was interesting for sure. If we're looking at the flow, you can see that it is mostly bullish. Obviously we already went over it, but the expirations that are being targeted are the 10/22 as well as the 11/19. A little short-sighted in those expirations, but we also had that one from April 14th 2022. The strike prices that are being targeted are the $2 strike price. If we look at the Progenity whale flow, there was only one put option that was being bought for January 21st 2022. That expiration date is very suspicious. Lots of suspicious activity that's going on with this expiration date and put options. So I'm going to have to look a bit more into that one. But if we do pull up the charts, you can see that it was almost entirely bullish. And you can look back on CEI. The Progenity is a lot more bullish than CEI. Everyone's targeting that 11/19 expiration date as well as the $3 strike price. So all in all, CEI or Progenity, what's it gonna be? Honestly, I do see some upside in both of them. I think Progenity could have some more explosive upside just because the short squeeze technicals are absolutely insane. Now, none of this is financial advice, but if I were interested in either one of these stocks, I would probably go 50-50 in both, just because you diversify a little bit, you split your risk, and then if one of them rallies to the absolute moon, you can get a share of those profits. If you're only in it for the squeeze, I think Progenity is 100% the way to go. I think a short squeeze in Progenity could be absolutely explosive and go absolutely parabolic over $4 per share. CEI shorts do have a bit more ammo, a bit more leverage. It's not by any means at its all-time high. It's a lot lower than its all-time high. Its all-time high is $5 per share. So shorts have plenty of opportunity to be in the money on CEI if they shorted the stock back on its initial run-up. But at the same time, CEI has some of the most volume in the entire stock market, as well as being a very hyped up retail stock. So I see upside in CEI as well, especially because of the technicals signaling that reversal. So it's really hard for me to make a decision because I do see upside in both. So that's why I'm saying go 50-50, not financial advice, but it's up to you guys. I showed you guys everything, and you guys can make decisions based off of the information that I provided to you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed. That's going to be about it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and hit that bell down below so you never miss a beat here on this channel. Also, like the video if you guys have not already. Liking the video is the #1 thing you guys can do to help me out here on this channel. And if you guys wanted to look into that technical analysis software that I have been using throughout this video, also the sponsor of this channel currently, check out the link below in the description or in the pinned comment section to sign up for Webull. And they're doing that promotion up to $300 for opening an account with them, and then up to $2,000 in addition if you deposit any amount of money on their platform. It's very easy to create an account and deposit money. Anyways, guys, that's going to be about it. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Peace.